We're back.
That sucked. And welcome back to A Dose of Candor with Jay and Lee. And today it's, Freestyle Friday?
Yes.
We said it was?
Yes. I thought it was good, by the way. But yes, so unscripted, which we're not really scripted anyway.
I know, when she said that, I was like, our podcast episodes aren't scripted. They're not word for word.
Yeah.
Because if they were, then we would be great TV show makers. We're pretty funny.
Well, yeah, I think it was just the fact that, like, you wanted to have more, like, what seemed like raw conversation, like completely unplanned topics. Oh gosh, okay. And just the kind of like, if we wanted to recap the week or like talk about like a moment during the week, or so we're gonna start doing that Freestyle Fridays, guys. So our next episode will be about favorite shows and movies on Peacock.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think what would be good to talk about is your big issue that you had this past week, which was communication with your family for the holiday, for Father's Day.
Yeah, even though I don't have a pappy to celebrate with, which it was funny because that was I even told you, because my grandpa's wife texted me, which my grandpa didn't know this was happening. This was a surprise. So when we walked in, he was surprised.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's good that he was surprised. Like, he was actually surprised. Like, he had no idea. No one spilled the beans beforehand.
Yeah. It's funny because one of my aunts goes, yeah, I felt bad when you asked me what I was doing, like, on Friday, what I was doing for Father's Day, and I ignored you.
Right.
Because it's like he wasn't supposed to know. But no, she texted me, my grandpa's wife texted me and goes, hey, you doing anything for Father's Day? And my first thing in my head goes, well, I don't have a pappy to celebrate with, so no. I didn't say that, but I just found it funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if people have listened to the podcast before when we've talked about those issues, they'll already kind of know that about you.
For those of you who don't know, he's a deadbeat, but anyways.
He's not around.
He went to get the milk and never came back.
She jokes about it. We have some pretty dark humor when it comes to certain topics.
Yeah.
But no, so your big thing. So she was messaging me and being like, I don't know what to say to my aunt, because she keeps wanting to pick me up and me to spend the night at her place the night before we're supposed to go down to where my grandpa lives.
Which, that wouldn't be a problem, but
she had a friend over for the weekend. So these were like plans that were shared with her very last minute.
They told me these plans on Thursday. Yeah. And me and my friend had plans to like have a sleepover.
It was like a whole weekend. Yeah, it was like a whole weekend you guys had planned and way in advance. Yeah.
Yeah, we had like, because she went to a different state, and she was like, yeah, whenever I come back, like, can you get me like on this Friday? I was like, yeah, like, because we can spend the whole weekend together. Yeah. And then obviously on Thursday I got a message asking if I was doing anything for Father's Day, which, not gonna lie, low-key forgot it was Father's Day because
well, you've never had to celebrate it. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. But no, so if you guys have not gotten it yet, Jay is very I don't want to say you're people pleasery. You're afraid to have any kind of conflict. I feel like you're so hesitant that you're going to come off rude about things to certain people.
I'm afraid to hurt certain people's feelings. Not yours though.
I know. I mean, some people you're like, whatever. I mean, but I
don't say it in a hurtful way.
But no, so she was like, I don't see why my aunt is not getting what I'm saying. Like, I'm letting her know that my friend is over and that, no, that's not going to work out. And she's aware that my other aunt is already picking me up the same day to take me. But for some reason, the other aunt really wanted you to spend the night with her and go with her. And she kept trying to get Jay to change her plans. So I was telling her, look, you need clear and blunt communication with this other aunt that keeps trying to get you to change your plans. Like, you just need to tell her like this, to where there is no room for error, no room for misinterpretation, no room for, oh, well, if that doesn't work, we'll do this. But you were against that because you said that it would come off as rude and you would hurt her feelings, and you were trying to reword everything. And I was like, no. And so I told her friend, because we were FaceTiming too at one point, and I was like, just take her phone and send the message for her.
I know.
But yeah, so
because I already know if I was over here with you, you would have already, that message would have already been sent because you would have took my
well, because you know, you
don't have a problem with hurting people's feelings.
It's not hurting people's feelings. It's setting healthy boundaries, healthy communicative boundaries. And respecting those boundaries. I told her, I was like, if your aunt really were to get upset with you for setting those boundaries, then there's a problem there. But what did your aunt tell you when you finally did get to that point the next day when you were messaging?
She said that she understands and that she wish I would have told her no right at the beginning and then that she would have understood.
Thank you.
But
thank you.
I don't know. I feel like I'm just the type of person that like, oh, what if this? Like, what if she says this? What if she says this?
Yeah, and I get that because I have a tendency to overanalyze things too and to worry about all the different possibilities and kinks that can go into things and try to problem solve in advance. But sometimes you just have to like not overthink things.
But I did tell her that I do wish that they would have told me beforehand because I could have moved like that sleepover to like the next weekend.
Yeah. And then you guys wouldn't have had to end your plans early.
Yeah.
Oh, that kind of gets me. So when you guys were hanging out, so you guys ended up FaceTiming me. There was this new game that you wanted to play. It's an app. I had no idea what it was, guys.
Exposed.
It was interesting. We did download it and we did play.
We had a good couple of rounds.
We did have a good couple of rounds. It was interesting.
I think it was really funny.
It was funny. It was really funny. I will say that.
Funny.
Yeah.
Except, do you want to add what you put on there as a question for me about Evan?
I don't think I know what you're talking about. I think someone else said that and
yeah, because my friend didn't know about this. It's funny because
for real, I would think you would tell her.
I did, but
did she forget?
She suffers from short-term memory loss. No, I think I briefly mentioned it to her.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Some things were said.
Well, okay, because so. Well, no. So it came back up in the horoscope episode. So, guys, you need to just like, if you really want to. So it's weird because Jay says that she wants to stay single. She doesn't want to date. But then she gets in these moods where she feels lonely and she's like, I feel like everyone else my age is dating.
Because everyone else. Listen, my thing, I feel like just. I don't know. I don't do a lot of the things people my age do. I don't go out partying every weekend,
you're a
drinking
homebody.
and everything.
Yeah, you're a homebody.
Oh wait, I can't say that. But no, I don't do half the stuff that my kids my age do. I went to one high school party and I said that is not for me. It was just a bunch of teenagers drinking.
Being stupid, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not for the party scene.
Yeah, no, I get it. Because I was like that too at that age. I didn't really care for getting out and about. But,
Don't drink under the age of 21.
But no, so anyway. So she has these really great moments where she's like, I'm an independent woman. I don't need a man. I'm good single. I'm going to take care of myself and get my life together and make these plans.
Are you saying
for
my
college.
life's not together?
No, like making your future plans for like college and everything and mapping out everything, But then she'll get in these slumps and be like, oh, I feel like lonely and like I should be dating and maybe I should get back with my ex because that's the only person she's ever dated. So she doesn't know any better or know how to be treated well since that's the one who cheated on her 3 times. So she, for the longest time,
her feelings out there.
I know, but this is serious. Like for the longest time, you were wanting to try to get back with him. Everyone was saying, no. You finally listened and said, yeah, you know what? All of you guys are right. What am I doing? I'm an idiot. And you were like, yeah, never again. I'm glad we're blocked, blah, blah, blah. And then one little astrology horoscope podcast later, she's like, oh, we are soulmates. Look.
I should not have been allowed on the Disney trip because I had access to my phone without you. So I unblocked him.
You unblocked him.
Oh, did I not tell you that?
No. I mean, the problem is that he still has her blocked.
Listen, but
she tried to get her friends that still go to school with him
but
to
they
get him
don't
to
talk
unblock
to
her,
him.
but they don't hang out with him anymore.
But I have other resources.
But why?
Okay, listen.
No, I'm listening. We listen and we don't judge.
We already know you're gonna judge, so either way. I've seen everything you just did.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I think I'm saying this now, but watch. I give it by next summer because there's no way I'm finding somebody this summer.
I mean, why? I don't.
Listen, I just feel so lonely sometimes.
Get an emotional support animal.
Tell my mom that. Mom, if you're listening to this, can I get a cat? She keeps telling me no.
She needs one. I know. I keep telling you that you need it, but you got to ask your mom because it's going to be at your house, obviously.
Why would we ask her when we can just show up with the cat?
Oh, no.
Actually,
I would never do that to anybody. Animals are big responsibilities. I think people don't think about all the bills that come with animals. Like, so especially like with cats, because with cats, you have to constantly buy like cat litter and stuff, unless you train it to use the bathroom.
I got you.
I did have a professor in college that had a cat and he trained it to use the bathroom. I know people do that all the time now.
Okay. Where were we with this conversation?
No, like your feelings of loneliness and feeling like you might need to be dating someone like a man. And I said, no, an animal's better. And then so we got onto the cats because you asked your mom for a cat.
Yeah, but listen,
I don't want to... Bills, though. Responsible. If you are going to get an animal, be responsible. So you got to think. They need vaccines.
Do you want your
they
own
need
episode for this?
Heartworm and flea prevention, litter, food, right? And then you got to think about treats. Because if you have an animal, I'm sorry, you're going to want to spoil it. Like, you're going to want to get toys. Like, you're going to treat it like a kid. Like,
that's all the extra stuff and details. No one needs to know about that right now.
Maybe we can talk about animals another time, like pets and all the fun stuff. Because, guys, my dogs have hoodies. They have little sweaters. They have shirts. They're so cute. They're adorable.
But they still smell like Fritos.
They do need a bath. Now, with Anna, we can't help it right now because she's got an
You just touched me.
Injury. But no, the other two, yeah, they do need baths. I will say that it's been a hot minute since they've had a bath. Anyway, so what were you wanting to?
But when it comes to like even an animal, either way, if I date somebody, if I get an animal, I feel like I'm supporting their emotions more than mine. Like what?
I mean, like I don't know. Look at Anna though. I mean,
I'm whenever I'm like playing with Anna, I feel like I'm supporting her emotions more than she's supporting mine.
You know how they say like animals kind of like take after the traits of their owners and stuff. I think it's funny because like I feel like I'm always sick. Like there's always something, it feels like. And she's literally, we haven't even had her maybe 8 months or so now.
It hasn't even been
a year yet, and I've had to take her to the emergency hospital for eye surgery. I've had to take her to another vet for an emergency appointment because of her skin. But now that was like, I think she did get like a little injury on her back from them maybe just roughhousing too much, because it started out like really tiny. But the thing was that Christoph kept licking it. And unbeknownst to me, because I couldn't really see it that well, it was not healing properly. So now there's a huge area on her back that's all shaved, and I'm having to like clean it 3 times a day, or 3 different times twice a day, put ointment on it twice a day and give her this antibiotic. But we go back in like another week and a half for a follow-up. Yeah, and guys, I did have to shave the dogs because they're soft-coated Wheaten Terriers, so they have really long hair, but it's like 100 degrees here in Florida, so they had to get shaved. So
I love you, but I'm not outside.
they look a little weird shaved and having their short hair, but it is what it is, man.
I'm not letting you outside. We're literally in the middle of the episode.
But anyway, what were you wanting to? I know. What were you wanting to get back on the topic of your dating life?
Yeah, guys. Oh wait, no, because I can't say where we live.
No.
I was going to say if anyone's in this area.
But you were saying that, like, the boys at the high school are all, like...
No, you can't say what I said.
Okay.
You can't say what I said.
Okay. Not her type.
I was going to say, they're just not my type.
Yeah, not her
I don't
cup
know.
of tea.
Who was it? Someone in my family said I had high standards. And in my head, I'm like, what, treating me properly?
Right. No, that's not high standards. That's just like wanting the basic respect that people should be given. Guys, oh my God. You know what's really funny though? Because now Jay is like obsessed with Lord Kudo. Remember
I called dibs on him.
Remember on our Hear Me Out cake, she made fun of me for having some of my anime characters on there, and now she's like literally calling dibs, like, oh my gosh, he's so hot, like he's such a great husband and fiance, blah blah blah. Yeah.
I called dibs on him. Listen, you are like as tall as him or taller than him, but he likes the short girls, and I'm 5'1". So
I don't know. I mean, you realize he's a fictional character, right?
Shut up. He's real in my dreams.
But anyway, guys, like, I will say this because I have had people ask me like so many times,
are you gonna get married again?
I'm gonna date or get married again. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
She doesn't want to.
I like being single. I think it's because of certain things I had to put up with in my marriage that I don't want that again.
It was all a lie.
I don't know. I think I'm going to have a hard time trusting someone that much again. And I don't know. I like not feeling like I'm walking on eggshells every day, and not, I like feeling comfortable in my own home, and, being able to be free and, not feel bogged down or weighed down or feel like someone's going to criticize me just for being in a good mood.
I reposted something on Facebook. It kind of goes back with the daddy issues kind of thing.
Oh.
It said that some girls' dads broke their hearts before a guy could.
Yeah,
that's factual.
Yeah, that's a good saying. Well, and I know like there's that one song, I forget what the song's called, but it's like, just because I'm alone doesn't mean I'm lonely. And I'm like, that's a fact. Like, because people think that I'm like lonely and heartbroken and this and that, and I'm like, no, like I like being alone. I like time with myself. I'm a fun person. What?
Yeah, you're very much of a fun person.
I don't feel like I have to hang out with other people. Like, I'm perfectly fine, like, hanging out at home, like, chilling with a good book or watching a good show on TV. Like,
you guys need to read It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us.
I don't think I would. I don't think I'm ever going to read those.
She thinks she's
or
going to
watch
be
those.
traumatized, but I don't think
I don't think I'll be traumatized. I feel like I would be triggered. And I don't want that, like, because my life's already stressful. I don't need to add unnecessary triggers.
I don't know, because I don't know. I just don't think you would.
I don't know.
For me watching the movie, I don't think you would.
I don't know. I like my romantic comedies and stuff, and my history stuff, and my like time period pieces and stuff like that. I'm like,
do you want to know what I learned over the weekend?
What's that?
How bad Florida drivers are.
Yeah. I hate driving down here. I really do. People down here don't know how to drive.
I almost got hit twice.
Yeah. Well, they say it's because like people come here from all over the country to go to the beaches and stuff. So like you have all these people that are under these different perceptions of how they should be driving. And then you have people from other countries too that are vacationing that don't drive the same way we do. But
it's so funny because me and my aunt will be driving on the road and we'll read their license plate and be like, go back to Texas or go back to Illinois if you're going to be driving like that. It's always so funny because we always say that.
Yeah. It was funny because when my mom...
No offense to any Texas or Illinois people, you guys just don't drive the same as Florida people.
Well, my mom, when she was here, she literally would look at all the different license plates and be like, oh, there's someone from that state, and oh, look over there. And I'd be like, all right, getting some good sightseeing, I guess, with the license plates.
It's funny because my brother, when we were in middle school, obviously the parent pickup line was like forever.
Yeah.
So he would look at people's license plate to see if their tags expired.
Oh, hey.
He would just be like, oh, there's tags expired. You're going to get pulled over for that.
Right. Speaking of which, did you want to let everybody know that you got your...
Oh, I did. I got the...
I did that. She's so excited.
Well, I was excited until yeah. So on Friday, I think we kind of briefly mentioned this
we may have briefly brought it up that you had an appointment. Yeah.
Yeah. So on Friday, I got my permit.
She can drive now, guys.
Legally.
Oh, God.
I can drive legally. No, but I can't drive past 10 p.m. for the first 3 months.
Yeah, there's apparently some like restrictions that they have that I was like, I don't remember that when I got mine. Yeah, but I mean, there's a big gap. So.
And you can't drive a motorcycle for the first 3 months, which I didn't plan on it either.
Right.
So, yeah. And then obviously you have to drive with someone 21 years or older. Mm-hmm. Which I'm surprised it didn't say with the license, because normally it involved but I feel like it's kind of common sense.
Yeah, they would have to, yeah. I would think.
I would hope.
I don't remember it being so like when I got my permit, and that of course was like a while ago, a long time ago. So I just remember like I know like the first couple of months we couldn't have anyone in the car with us.
25 years ago.
Was it really? Oh dear. Oh yeah.
It's going on 25 years. Holy sharks, you're old.
I know. But I remember like we couldn't have people under the age of 18 in the car with us for the first couple of months. And then but the adult in the car with us like had to be licensed. Yeah. But no, I don't think
cough you. That sounded like a cough.
I don't remember the time limits and stuff like that. I don't remember having any of those restrictions.
Yeah. Which I will say I'm kind of glad, because I haven't practiced driving in the dark yet.
Yeah.
But it's funny because you asked me yesterday, have you driven in the rain? And I said, yeah.
Right.
But it wasn't like pouring down raining like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
But like you can tell it was like raining. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that was scary. It's funny because I told you how like when obviously we took the back way.
Yeah.
On how when obviously we have to turn left to get to like where my street is, like to turn and everything.
Right.
And so I went to go like turn the blinker to where it went left, and I accidentally put the right side on.
Oh yeah, left. You did tell me that. Yeah.
But that's okay.
It'll happen. You'll get used to it.
And then I feel like we need to pop up a picture of me driving so close to the steering wheel.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So she kind of makes fun of me sometimes when she's in my car, because she's like, you drive like a granny. You should see the picture her mom got of her driving. I mean, she's all up on it.
But it's not my fault, because I couldn't reach the pedals. I'm only 5'1". That was so embarrassing when the lady goes, oh, so Jay, how tall are you? I'm like, 5'1".
She's like, I shrank.
I did. No, we should pop up like the photo of me.
We
like,
should.
driving.
I can put it in our video if you want to.
Yes.
Yeah, I can do that for sure.
And you guys can make fun of me. I was in my pajamas.
She was.
Listen, it's funny because my friend looked at me and he goes, are you going to wear that? Because we went to the dollar store.
Yeah, just a little.
One, because I needed a new fan, and two, I don't know what my mom was getting. I just came along for the ride. Yeah. Which, it's funny because I didn't think she was going to let me drive. I was like, oh, so you're going to let me drive? She goes, sure. And just hands me the keys. I was like, oh. So we're actually doing this. Okay. Yeah.
Well, and I know she was asking me if she can drive my car, but
if she would ever let me.
Yeah, I have an SUV, so I have a crossover, and I told her, I was like, you need to like get to where you're at a good driving experience rate with a regular car first, because I was letting her know that like SUVs and trucks and stuff, like they're heavier, they're like, so, but I think you agreed with me on that. You're like, yeah. I did.
Well, I've driven my aunt's car, and it's like the same size as yours.
Yeah.
And first of all, they got some very like pushy gas pedals, but I don't like that. Like, because with my mom's car...
They're sensitive.
With my mom's car, you do got to put, like, a little bit of pressure on it. Mm-hmm. But I was telling you, when it comes to me turning, my mom says I need to work on my turning. Because whenever I turn, I either, like, kind of completely stop, but I don't. At the same time, I don't know.
You were saying that, yeah.
Or
she just...
or I just go for it. What? No, she was making me mad when we were driving back, and she's like, yeah, the way you're turning. So when we turned down my street, I didn't press on the brake at all. We just went for it.
That would have been a little scary. I think, yeah. Didn't you say one of your cousins, when you were driving your aunt's car, like, put their seatbelt on? They were like, this is the only time I'm going to proactively put my seatbelt on.
She's like, I don't want to die today. But I think since then I've gotten better at driving.
Yeah. Oh, you can hear it raining.
Oh,
yeah.
It's pouring.
Man. All right. Well, was there anything else that we wanted to recap from this week? No.
I don't want to go to my doctor's on Thursday. That's what I know.
Yeah.
Well, technically, by the time this comes out, I would have already went to the doctor's.
Yeah, that'll be done and over with.
I gotta get poked.
All set. So, but yeah. So, guys, we will go ahead and talk with you next week again about. Okay, there's her daily burp. About
that was like my fifth daily burp.
Our next episode's gonna be again the Peacock shows and movies for all of you Peacock lovers out there. And then, all right. So don't forget to check out our website at adocpodcast.com as well as all of our
social media. We're on Instagram and TikTok. And you can hear Brownie walking.
You can. We will see you next time.
Bye.